Have you ever noticed that the same pattern keeps showing up in your life over and over and over again? At different situations, but same feeling in your body and probably roughly the same outcome. Have you noticed that? Good, because that is not random. That is actually your circuitry speaking. Hi everybody, welcome back to HPTV channel. In today's video, I am going to try to make human design channels as simple as possible for you. I'm going to be talking about what a channel actually is, how to read yours without getting lost in technical jargon, and I'm going to be sharing one practice with you that you can already start using this week so that your energy works with you instead of against you. By the way, this is episode 1 of my new channel's mini-series. In this video, we're going to start with the basics, but in later videos, we're going to look at sustainable energy channels, projector magnetism, emotional clarity, and how a single bridge gate can change how it all moves. Exciting. So who am I? I am Barbara. I am a 6'3" profile with an emotional authority. And on this channel, I like to talk about human design in a grounded, usable in real life kind of way. So if this speaks to you, if that helps you, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to the channel. And then don't forget to turn on the notifications so that you won't miss any of the other videos that I am about to release. So let's begin our video today about talking about the centers. And so when you look at your chart, you have a set of centers. If you missed the centers, then go back on my channel. I just did videos on all of the big centers there. And the centers are the big functions of your energy. So when you have the sacral center defined, then your life force is strong and clean, and you have this aha type of feeling, sensation in your body whenever things are good for you. If you have the throat center defined, then this can bring things into form through your voice or your action or your movement. The G center is about direction and love, the quiet sense of this is me. The spleen is instinct and well-being, present tense truth that just doesn't shout out but is quietly there. And the solar plexus is emotion and timing. It acts like a wave that asks for you to be patient until it sort of dies down. And then the heart, or sometimes called the will center, is about value and commitment. And the muscle that promises carefully and that follows through whenever a promise is given. A channel is then the live wire between two centers. And when that wire is defined, both centers switch on and you get a reliable signal. Reliable, however, doesn't mean that it's always on. It does mean that you can trust in it when your body says yes and the timing is right for you. So one way to look at this is as a road between two centers. And that road is open and you get to decide when you want to drive on the road. I hope that that makes sense. And at the end of that wire, at the end of that road, is then a gate. So centers have multiple gates in their center, and at the end of a channel are then two gates. These are the endpoints that sort of flavor the channel, meaning how that channel or how that center to center behavior expresses through you. So we read in this order. We first look at the centers, then that helps us understand our behavior. Then we look at the channels to see the connection that makes it consistent. And then the gates to taste the specific tone that it carries. There's also the story that each channel belongs to, what we call the circuitry. Some channels are individual. They move by an inner pulse. They bring change. They also need space. And melancholy isn't a problem here. It's just part of the rhythm that deepens the work. Other channels are what we call tribal. They care about needs, about touch, about food, about exchange, about loyalty, and about clear agreements. And when those are present, the energy just opens up. And some channels are more collective in nature. They watch, they make sense, and they share to others so that they can see the pattern and learn from it. And when you respect the story that your energy lives in, you stop forcing it to be something else. So let me share this with examples so that you understand a bit better how this works in real life. Take, for instance, the 3420 channel, which connects the sacral to the throat. It's clean power in action. When you have this defined, it often feels like, I can do this now. And when it's correct, it's very satisfying and it's fast. But when you push it without a sacral response, it quickly spirals into overdoing, speaking too soon, and the crash that then follows. So the practice is simple. Pause, tune into your body, and then listen for the real body, yes, the aha type of response. If there's no response, then you just wait until you get a response. There's no drama involved in any of this. It's just a matter of timing. You either have to feel a very clear no, or an yes. And anything else, you wait until it becomes clear, the no or the yes. When we look at the 1/8 channel, for instance, this is a channel that connects the G center to the throat center. And it's creative expression that influences. And the gift here is authenticity that naturally moves people. The shadow is then performing to be seen. So, a practice, if you have this channel, could be to make one honest thing a day with no audience in mind. Because influence becomes a side effect when you do it like that, not the aim of your practice. Another channel is, for instance, the 59/6. This is a channel that runs between the sacral and the solar plexus. It is about intimacy, bonding, and creation. There's life force here, but there's also an emotional wave. So that means that your timing is really important. If you're on a high, you cannot make a good decision because everything looks beautiful. And then you dive into the low and you cannot make a decision because everything sucks. So you need to wait out the wave until it sort of levels out. And that is when you can tap into your sacral or and make a decision that is in line with your energy at the right timing. And if you push closeness when the wave is low, it means that your boundaries blur and that your resentment grows. But if you honor the emotional wave, then your connection gets cleaner and deeper. So I want you to say it out loud with me. I am not clear yet. Or I am open and it feels good. Because clarity comes before closeness. And when clarity comes, everybody relaxes. I also want to do a quick word on definition because channels create definition. A single definition, split definition, triple, quadruple, split definition. And that means that parts of you that are consistent, and the definition, the parts of you that are consistent. And if everything links up, that is single definition. Everything is connected and you have access to everything. But if you have separate islands, then you have a split definition. And depending on how many separate islands you have, you can either have split, triple split, or quadruple split definition. And splits are not flaws, they simply show what bridges you. Sometimes one gate through a person or a place or a task can create a bridge, and suddenly the whole system settles. And so this means that you often need somebody else's energy that has the gate that you're missing in order to close the bridge, to create the road, the wire, and then you have access to everything. We go deeper into bridge engage later in the series, but for right now, this is what I wanted to share about definition. So, here is then how to work with your channels this week. Pick one defined channel in your chart tonight, name the two centers, name the story of the center. Is it individual? Is it tribal? Is it collective? And then tell the truth about how it shows up when you are aligned and how it shows up when you're not. And then bring it back to your specific strategy and authority. If you missed the videos about that, go back to my channel. I already created videos about all the different strategies and authorities that you can have. So what is important here is that you don't use a channel to bulldoze your body. If you are sacral, then you need to listen for the aha or the sounds. If you are emotional authority, then you need to give yourself space to get clear. Give yourself space to ride out that emotional wave until it settles. And then choose one small practice that you can repeat for 7 days. Not 10 tasks, just one. Because the body learns through a repetition. If your strongest pattern is, for instance, the 34-20, then your practice is one breath before you commit. If you hear or feel a clean aha, then immediately go. If you do not, or if you feel an stop, or with nothing, wait. If you carry the 1-8, then your practice is a daily piece of true expression. One paragraph, one sketch, one outfit that really feels like you. Share only when your body says yes. And if you have the 59-6, then your practice is to name your emotional weather before you move closer. It's clear. It's not clear. I am open. I am closed. I am almost there, but not there yet. So there are a few places where we all get snagged. Defined doesn't mean that you owe constant output. It just means that the signal is reliable when it is correct for you. Individual melancholy isn't a defect. It is a season that deepens the work when you give it space, when you give it air. Tribal energy needs honest agreement and nourishment. And without them, it gets really tight. While collective insights needs time to observe before it teaches. So rushing it makes a lot of noise that is not going to give you any clarity, and it only confuses. So practice KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. One channel, one practice for 7 days, and then let your body show you the difference. Next time, we'll go into sustainable energy channels, how to work with real fuel instead of borrowed adrenaline, and how to know when to pause before you promise. We'll look at the 34-20, the 5-15, the 59-6, and the 14-2 with clear signs to watch for. If this served you, then subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so that you catch the next episode. And in the comments, tell me your strongest channel and the one pattern that you are going to be testing this week. One sentence is enough. And if you'd like to go deeper, then you might want to join my solutions community or get your own BU by Design blueprint. Or if you're ready to walk this with me, then you might want to join my BU by Design mastermind. All the links for this are below this video. Take what helps and leave the rest. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. And I look forward to inspiring you again with another video next week.